1 year ago, the Seattle Seahawks took home their very first Super Bowl. This year, they're back.
Just to be back here and experience this again.
Trying to do something that's not easy, finishing as world champs 2 years in a row.
I think we're going to rock the house. I think these 12th man fans are going to rock the house come Sunday night.
From Seattle to Spokane to Phoenix, the 12th man is ready.
I start with green socks that are Seahawks colors, of course.
Show your support. Be loud. It needs to be a home game down here.
I want to watch them win.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I am John A. Tripp live in Phoenix, Arizona. We are at the heart of it all, and of course in Glendale. In just 2 days, the Seahawks take on the Patriots for Super Bowl 49. What an incredible atmosphere here in the desert. Behind me, the NFL experience, sights, sounds, activities, an NFL fan's dream, especially this week if you are a fan of the Patriots and the Seahawks. We have got a lot in store for you in the coming hours. You get ready for Super Bowl 49, whether you are a diehard Seahawks fan or just in it for the party food.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is a big play. I got to make the shot.
He's talking about the play that got us to Super Bowl 49, and he was there to get the perfect shot of that perfect play. A Spokane baby will be able to brag he was truly born a Seahawks fan.
I walked in the door and I said, I think my water just broke.
Every Seahawks fan has their tried and true superstition.
I start with green socks.
Hat, socks, and shoes, and gloves.
Same socks, same pants, same underwear.
And we've got help if you're still looking for something to take to a Super Bowl party.
Making the Skittle vodka is really simple. You just take your blue or green Skittles.
Well, if you think fans are ready for the game like you and I, imagine how the players feel. Seahawks have been in town since Sunday. Every day until Thursday, they met with the media. You can bet they're ready for kickoff. Here's some of what was said in a lead up to Sunday's big game.
We're defending something. We've been here before.
Yeah, we have been planning to do this for some time.
It's a kid's game, man.
My attention is totally turned now and focused on Seattle Seahawks, and my attention is focused on Seattle Seahawks. Right now, the only thing I'm focused on is the Seattle Seahawks. That's what we're going to talk about.
Hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Hey, I'm here so I won't get fined, boss.
I wish everybody would stop finding my man Marshawn.
I'm the only one who usually dances.
Brandon was really one of the core guys for us.
And I know what his intent was.
If you notice our guys, they'll talk about him in endearing manner.
I know his mind and who he is as a person, so it's funny.
And it'll be really fun to be on the field with him.
The Patriots are very dynamic in their offensive approach.
I don't ever take these things for granted.
Oh, bring your own footballs. That was...
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
No shortage of entertainment throughout the course of the week. Now today, the final chance for the media to meet with a representative of the team. The two coaches, Bill Belichick and of course Pete Carroll of the Seahawks, took this stage. Now last year, all the talk was about the Seahawks' #1 defense against the Broncos' #1 offense. This time around, it's all about dynasties and legacies. The Patriots have theirs going back a decade when they won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And the Seahawks trying to establish a dynasty of their own. And Carroll knows in order to do that, to take another step towards that, they have to knock off one of the top teams in the league through the course of the last decade plus.
We're thrilled to have the matchup that we have with a great organization and Bill and the way they do things, and they've done so well for so long. It presents just as high class a matchup for us as we could expect. Everybody's in good shape for us. We're ready to go. We're fortunate we made it through without anybody getting nicked, and about as healthy as we could have hoped to be at this time of the year. So we're ready for it, and it's really getting close. We can feel it, and we're ready for game time.
I don't know if fun's the word I would use. It's been a huge challenge, and it's a tough team to prepare for, but I certainly have all the respect in the world for them. I can see why they were the champions last year, why they're here again this year. They do so many things well on so many levels, and we're going to have to try to match that performance on Sunday.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Tons of respect and admiration between the two coaches. It's been evident all week and again today. Well, let's toss it back to Spokane now for a story about a photographer that caught the very play that got Seattle to Glendale.
Thank you, Darnay. We'll check back. And thank you again for joining us. I'm Jane McCarthy.
And I'm Evan Klosky. This season certainly made us all believe in miracles and redemption. Nobody captured the winning moment and the emotions that followed better than a photographer who found himself in just the right place at the right time.
Indeed, he did. St. Brian has his story.
As Jermaine Kearse reached out for that perfectly thrown pass,
I saw things just kind of flowing, building, anticipating.
Photographer Jeff Marsh had him covered at 8 frames a second.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is a big play. I got to make the shot. But I'm also thinking, what's next? So when he scored that touchdown, there was no celebration for me because I knew that something was happening next, and that was complete pandemonium.
It was a miraculous comeback for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, and Jeff was immediately swept up in the celebration.
I thought I was going to get severely injured by Doug Baldwin because he was running as fast as he could from the sidelines. I couldn't see anything because I had players in front of me, so I just stuck my hands up and was just pointing and shooting.
A lifelong Seahawks fan, Jeff can be seen smiling ear to ear as he worked.
You know, I'm not trying to high-five anybody. My goal is to capture something cool.
Moments like this hug between Wilson and Kearse, a combination plagued by 4 interceptions until the game-winning catch.
You can't hear what they say, but you know that they're enjoying that moment.
And then Jermaine by himself is covering his face. He's in tears.
He's got to be overwhelmed with having the weight on his shoulders and then to be able to perform and have that outcome.
Here, Mama Thomas is hugging her injured son, Earl.
For me, that's my favorite image of the game because of what that means to him, what that means to her, and I have a mom, I love her to death.
Thomas posted the shot on his Facebook page, simply captioned, "Moments like this."
That's why I shoot. I want them to have it. I want that to be a moment caught for them.
Jeff goes for emotion, and for so much of the game, the mood was dark.
I'm not a doubter, but there was a point where I was looking up in the stands and starting to see a few people leave, and I've never seen the fans there like that, ever. And knowing that it never slipped away for the players, it just tells you something about the character of that team.
I think you've given us photographic proof that miracles can happen.
Yeah, and some people say it's just football and it's just a sport, but it's people living their lives, so it's more than just football for them. That is their life, that's what they do. And to be there, to experience that firsthand, and to say that I was there to capture it, I would have never dreamed that I'd had that opportunity.
And Jeff Marsh is hoping to catch something just as memorable at the Super Bowl.
So most of us won't be able to watch the big game in person, but maybe that's easier if you have game day superstitions to adhere to.
We asked some of you about your tricks to ensure a Seahawks win.
I start with green socks that are Seahawks colors, of course.
I have the t-shirt, sweatshirt, jersey.
The main thing is she wears her pink Seahawks jersey. We got to customize one so it says Zoe.
Hat, socks, and shoes, and gloves.
Same socks, same pants, same underwear.
I have a weird superstition in that I have to shower before every game, and I usually just stay in the shower during the entire game. I never get out.
I don't know if it's appropriate for on air. Well, now that it's legal.
If we're gonna score like a big touchdown, or if we need to clinch a win, we run up and down our stairs, and that seems to work. We usually get a touchdown or a turnover. So.
But I'm sure we won't really need to be running up and down any stairs because we got the win in the bag. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some good ones. And we're guessing that Tom Sherry is a very superstitious guy.
Oh, I think he is. He's live tonight at his ultimate pregame rally at Camp BMW in North Spokane, and fans have gathered there to get pumped for the game with pizza, giveaways, and of course, the 12th man himself, Tom Sherry.
Well, here we are. We are down here at Camp BMW, just like you said, Jane. And this is Rigby right here. Rigby, I like your hair. How old is Rigby?
4.
Rigby's 4 years old. It's a little loud in here, isn't it, Rigby?
Go Marsh on Lynch.
Okay, Rigby.
Go Marsh on Lynch.
Well, he's doing well. Rigby, you're the greatest. Thank you. Okay, buddy? You go back with Dad, okay? Go on, go back with... There he is right there. Oh, it's sharp. All right, we're having a great time. So many great fans have been down here as well. Hey, I've got Cassandra and Shane and Steven right here. You guys are big Seahawk fans?
Yes.
And you were telling me earlier you had a friend that went to the Green Bay game?
Yeah, it was.
Did he leave early?
No, he didn't. He stayed.
He's a good man.
Yes.
Well done. Well, thank you so much for supporting the Seahawks. Tiago right here, right?
Yep.
2014 graduate of G-Prep.
Yep, that's
I
right.
love it. You're an Eastern Washington University Eagle.
Yeah, right now.
What's going to happen with Vernon Adams? What's going on there? You know, he's talking to Oregon.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
We should say Mom right over here as well. Mom and Dan, you guys are actually part of something called the
Spokane Valley Seahawkers Club.
And how do you guys get together? What do you guys do?
We watch all the games together. We get together in the valley. We have monthly club meetings.
I just love that. Well, the last 2 years have been amazing.
Yeah. Seahawks have really exploded. Yeah.
Big time. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for all. Did you support him in the lean years as well?
We did.
Yeah, well, we're in Fat City now, aren't we? It's so good. And I go way back to the Zorn days. It was tough sledding at times. All right, where is my friend Linda? Come on over here, Linda. We have the finest fingernails in Spokane. Linda, will you show these off right here? Where did you? Oh no, hold your hand still. Where did you get these done, Linda?
Bling Salon in Hayden Lake.
Oh, Are you from Hayden Lake?
Yes.
Oh, so you drove all the way in from North Idaho?
Well, actually, Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you very much for coming here.
Very
And how
welcome.
long have you been a Seahawk fan? Well, let me ask you this: Have you been a Seahawk? You are a newbie.
I am a newbie. My kids surprised me for my 65th birthday. I had no idea. I
And they
don't
surprised
fly.
you with what?
They sent me a text message while I was on a trip and said, check your email. I checked my email. There was a ticket to Seattle. I called them on the phone and I said, what the heck?
Were the Seahawks in town?
The Seahawks were playing.
Is this the Green Bay game?
Green Bay game.
Oh, you had tickets to that?
I had tickets to the game.
Did you leave early?
No! Hell no! Oh, I can't say that word. Sorry.
You did. You're fine, young lady.
It was amazing. Thank my kids, Dustin and Kelly, my favorite son, Dustin, and I have 3.
Hey, what about Kelly? You like Kelly too?
I love Kelly too, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
So we'll have a great time. We're all going to have a lot of fun on Sunday. All right, Jane, we are down here again at Camp BMW doing the big ultimate pregame party. We've had the schools show up. Great fans, as you can see back there. David's Pizza, we say thank you very much. We'll have more from Camp BMW and the ultimate pregame rally in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Love it. I need some Seahawks nails, I think.
Yeah, me too.
For sure. We have a lot more to share with you tonight. After the break, we're going to meet a little boy who just couldn't wait to be born into his Hawks-loving family, showing up weeks early last year on Super Bowl Sunday.
And Russell Wilson has lent his name to several advertising campaigns over the last year. We've got a behind-the-scenes look at this one for Alaska Air that shows what a great guy Wilson is to everyone he meets.
But before we take that quick break, we asked you to share your Seahawks ink, and we got some pretty impressive pictures.
Take a look.
Love that spirit. Well, we've heard the Seahawks, Richard Sherman and his girlfriend, are expecting their first child any day now. Sherman joked that he's asked the baby to wait to arrive until after Super Bowl Sunday. We met one Spokane family of huge Hawks fans who were also hoping their baby would stick to the schedule during last year's Super Bowl.
A lot of people might proclaim they were born Seahawks fans. But it seems little Cooper Meyer was destined to be a 12th man, even before he ever held a football.
The baby shower was all Seahawks themed, with the colors, and all the games were Seahawks themed.
Mom Stacy's baby shower fell on the day last year when the Hawks beat the 49ers to advance to the Super Bowl. So, along with the football, food, and favors, Naturally, there was football itself.
We still had the TV on in the background, watching it.
Cooper's little Hawk's nest at home was decorated and ready for his arrival. And 3 weeks before her due date, Stacy was elated to clear her calendar to cheer on her Hawks in the Super Bowl.
I walked in the door and I said, I think my water just broke.
Super Bowl Sunday or not, Cooper was ready to join his family of fans early. The Myers 12th man arrived at 12:02 last Super Bowl Sunday.
He couldn't wait to come out to watch the Super Bowl.
Just as soon as he was born, Cooper suited up in his very first Seahawks outfit, while Mom and Dad watched the team they love win the Super Bowl on a tiny hospital TV.
I had to do the whisper cheers because he was sleeping in there, and every time I'd cheer, he'd shake and get crazy.
Since that day, Cooper has built an impressive Hawks wardrobe. And, well, for now, his little green locker holds diapers. His parents are confident he'll grow into his role as a Seahawks fan. And come Sunday, he'll be rooting on his team perched in his Hawks high chair.
He knows how to clap when they score a touchdown.
And this year, Dad is looking forward to a Super Bowl where he won't be hushed by the confines of a hospital.
This year, hopefully, I can go a little bit louder.
The whisper cheers just aren't the same, are they? Well, stay with us. Tom is nice enough to host a Seahawks rally for all the Spokane 12s tonight. We'll check back with him right after this quick break.
Let's go! L-E-T-S-G-O! Let's go! Seahawks! L-E-T-S-G-O! Let's go! L-E-T-S-G-O! Let's go! Seahawks! L-E-T-S-G-O! Let's go!
Well, here we are. We are back at Camp BMW. Boy, we didn't know how many of you crazy fans would show up tonight, and it's thinned out a little bit since our 6 o'clock broadcast. By the way, we're at Ruby and Montgomery. We're here till 8 o'clock tonight. Thank you, David's Pizza. Thank you, Camp BMW. Thank you guys for showing up. This is a lot. You have nails too? Come on up here. She's showing me her nails. We'll put that. Well, I just
12.
Yeah, let me see. What does it say? What?
12.
Oh, very
12,
beautiful.
12.
And what is your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris, are you crazy about the Seahawks?
I am, absolutely.
Now, have you been a Seahawks fan for a long time?
I have, absolutely.
You go back, do you remember the Zorn years and the Craig years?
I do, enlarge it. And
enlarge it!
Yeah.
There you go, right there. If they needed 3 yards, he got 4. That's what he did
or
all
7.
the time. And then handed the ball back to the ref. That's all he did.
Right.
Boom, just like that. I loved those years, too. This is very, very exciting. We had a lot of lean years, so we're enjoying this right now.
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks! Well done. All right, my friends. Again, we're down here at Camp BMW for the ultimate Seahawk rally. We've got the gang over here. Okay, I got it. There's our 12th man up there. I don't know if you can see him. All right. Come on over here. Are we ready to go, you guys? Okay, who am I talking to here? I love the bands that show up. Thank you. This is from Cheney High School, right?
Yes.
So when they say go Hawks, they're talking about you guys because it's home of the Blackhawks, right?
Correct,
Cheney
yeah.
Blackhawks. What is your name, sir?
Rich Sonamaker.
And you are the instructor of the Cheney Jazz Band?
Director of bands, yes.
Director of bands. And this is the jazz band?
Jazz band plus a few people.
Jazz band plus a few people.
Yeah.
Well, you kids are staying out of trouble. We like this. This is very exciting. Thank you. What are you guys going to play for us?
Happy.
Happy. Okay. Jane, I think we've got, about 30 seconds? Okay, let's do about 30 seconds. That you guys will play us out, okay? So, Jane, we're saying back to you, but listen to Happy by the Cheney Jazz Band.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Here we go. On a 1 and a 2.
1, 2, 3, and...
is not something you see every day. A whole football field on the move. Well, this is pretty normal down here in Arizona. The field at University of Phoenix Stadium is wheeled outside so the natural grass can get some sunshine. Then it's rolled back in, a process that takes about 40 minutes. Well, nobody cheers their team to victory quite like the 12s, but did you know there's a right way and a wrong way to do it? Kim Holcomb spoke to an expert about saving your throat so you can actually talk when you show up to work next week.
The 12th man can make a lot of noise when cheering for the Hawks. But could many fans be doing it all wrong?
Yes. A lot of people think that you scream from the vocal cord box, but that's the surefire way that you're going to ruin your voice and not continue on.
If you want to yell during the big game and be able to talk about it later, vocal expert Susan Carr recommends you scream like a rock star. Susan has been showing rockers the right way to roll for more than 4 decades. Her client list includes Alice in Chains, the Presidents of the United States, Macklemore. She's even made a DVD and app that teaches the art of screaming. Today, Susan works with singer Rocky Anderson to show us how to successfully cheer during the Super Bowl.
This is a very important commodity, and the scream is not made here. It's made up here in the soft palate. So a lot of times if you kind of yawn before you start screaming, that kind of helps trigger it to get it into the right place. Lot like you're bored at the game. And
Even when you're going nuts from the comfort of your own home, stand up, take a stance, and hold your position.
when you see a fan up there putting their hands like this, and they're kind of in a crouched position, that, like hunkering down, that's a good way of doing it. And keep your mouth in a box shape, like this. If you pull your corners of your mouth wide, you're gonna go right down here in your throat. Not good.
Instead, Susan says, let your enthusiasm erupt from the stomach, deep down.
Tummy out, strength here, pushing against the belt buckle or pants. And then you're gonna do a low kind of go.
And when the Hawks score a touchdown that sends you over the edge, keep Susan's advice in mind and just let loose a huge, healthy scream.
Good. That little muscle that tingles down by your soft palate, it should be like ding-donging like a little bell. Ah, like you're gargling.
Well, if you follow Susan's advice and still find yourself a little hoarse, she says to gargle some hot salt water. And with this band going strong, I myself might need to do that by the end of the night. Jane, Evan, send it back to you.
Thanks, Darnay. I've never seen anything quite like that.
No, but sage advice nonetheless.
Exactly. We have a lot more coming up in our next half hour.
First, a look at some of those great pictures you've been sending us this week.
Let's go. Been a long day. I know that you've been working hard, but it's okay. Can't wait to get it started, let's do it our way. And we don't really care about what they say, what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah. Don't be scared, take a chance, come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile, now let's get up and dance.
Welcome back. I'm Evan Klosky. The National Football League is said to be a quarterback-driven league, and it's no surprise that the Hawks are succeeding, especially with a man like Russell Wilson at the helm. We bring back Darnay Tripp, who is live at the NFL Experience in the Phoenix Convention Center. And Darnay, what makes Wilson so good? I mean, he's only been in the NFL for 3 years, and he's making his second trip back to the big game.
Yeah, last year, the third youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. This year will become the youngest quarterback to start 2 Super Bowls. Even going back to his rookie season, his development really fell in line with the Seahawks' emergence as one of the top teams in the league. And this year, it's his work on the ground game, really adding that dynamic element to the Seahawks offense. By this point, Pete Carroll and company know to just hand him the keys and let him work his magic.
to allow him and to really kind of promote his opportunities to take advantage of that is what we do. You know, we have strict rhythm, quick passing game. We've got play action stuff. We've got him out of the pocket, and then there's a whole nother realm of his game that he can demonstrate. And we totally love it when he does all of that. You know, and so. He's shown over the years that he's really comfortable in those settings, and he makes great choices when he's out of the pocket. So it's just really just managing the array of things that come out in the course of a game, and sometimes we just don't know, you know. But that's kind of when he's at his best is when he's able to create and take it to a different level. And so we promote it. We're excited about it. We want to be the best scrambling team in football, you know, and run and pass. So that's what we work to be.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, 849 rushing yards this year, the most for a quarterback since Michael Vick in 2006. Now, of course, Seahawks going for back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Now, back-to-back isn't necessarily incredibly rare. However, it hasn't happened in about a decade. Many of the dynasty teams have rather enjoyed back-to-back runs. Those teams are Green Bay, Miami, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Dallas, Denver. They have all won twice in a row. And, of course, we haven't forgotten New England, the most recent team, and team hoping to keep Seattle from a repeat. They won back-to-back Super Bowls in 2004 and 2005. By the way, no team has ever won 3 in a row. Evan, this Seattle squad trying to join some elite company. There's no question about it.
Absolutely, Darnay, and we all know about the Seahawks defense at this point. The Legion of Boom has earned its national reputation, but we've seen the offense struggle a bit, and that might be the true X factor come Sunday.
Yeah, that's an area I'm really anxious to see. Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, they play with a chip on their shoulder, always have something to prove. They struggled early on in that NFC Championship game, but of course made the plays down the stretch. How do they match up with Brandon Browner, former Seahawk, incredibly physical quarterback, Darrelle Revis, one of the best in the league? If they can keep the Seahawks from being one-dimensional by getting open and making plays, that would really make this offense go and be a huge X factor for Seattle. But as we all know at this point, you can never guess what's going to happen. Who would have had Malcolm Smith as the Super Bowl MVP a year ago? And Evan, you looked into some of the guys could have that type of role in Sunday's game.
Yeah, in last year's game, Malcolm Smith was the big sleeper coming out of nowhere to secure the Super Bowl MVP. So this year, we decided to prepare you a bit. I got my 3 selections for who might sneak up and take home the coveted prize. We start with wide receiver Ricardo Lockett. He's been the replacement for rookie Paul Richardson, and remember a guy, Percy Harvin. He's only been in the league for 4 years, but he's entering his 3rd straight Super Bowl. He played 64% of snaps in the NFC Championship game. And for a guy who's only snared 11 grabs during the regular season, he had 2 touchdowns and averaged almost 18 yards per catch. My second choice is defensive tackle Kevin Williams. He's a 12-year veteran playing in his first ever Super Bowl. Now, the dude doesn't have the motor like he used to, but with the possibility of retirement looming after Sunday's game, maybe he has enough gas left in the tank to pressure Tom Brady and force some turnovers and get a few sacks. Finally, everyone talks about Gronk. My number 3 option is tight end Luke Wilson. He's sort of been this boomer bust option for quarterback Russell Wilson, but in Week 16 in Arizona at the site of Super Bowl 49, Wilson went off against the hometown Cardinals, and I think he can have a monster performance again. New England gave up more than 1,000 yards receiving to tight ends this season, and if the big man is let loose, watch out. Maybe him and those flowing locks will be a very good bonus. And I'm throwing in Malcolm Smith back in the mix because why not? The guy's barely played, and if I had to choose an obvious choice, you have to think Marshawn Lynch. He is the engine that makes this offense move. If there's one thing we learned from the NFC Championship game, it's that no matter the score, you cannot abandon the run. Maybe that involves letting Russell Wilson scramble a bit more, but the fact is this offense only goes as far as the ground game. There's a reason it was ranked number 1 in the league. Now let's send it back over to Jane, who has a different look at the Seahawks quarterback.
Indeed I do. Thanks, Evan. Well, we love Russell Wilson on the field, right? Well, it turns out he's equally great to work with off the field. As an actor, Kim Holcomb has a behind-the-scenes look from his co-star.
Alaska Airlines and I are basically one and the same. We're always prepared.
Chances are you've seen this commercial starring Russell Wilson, but what happened during filming has been kept under wraps.
Mark?
Until now.
The location was absolutely top secret. So we were told, you show up
but don't tell anybody where you're going.
The confidential shoot happened at Kellogg Middle School in Shoreline. The hangar and airplane were digitally added. And Captain Mike Swanee Swanigan, a 34-year veteran of Alaska Airlines, was tapped to star in the spot.
You know, I hadn't caught a football in 20 years, and I get there and they say, well, you're going to have to toss a football back and forth with Russell Wilson. Are you kidding me?
Outtakes show he held his own, maybe a little too well.
Beaches cheeses are the snack that pleases. Sorry. Sorry.
They shot another scene in seemingly freezing conditions.
And action!
But that's just Hollywood magic.
It was a simulated ice bath.
Still, after hours of filming, Captain Swanee admitted he was getting fatigued. So the quarterback for the Seahawks gave him a pep talk.
Ignore it. Do not acknowledge it. Ignore it. It's not there. If you ignore it, you'll work through it. And it was a glimpse into the mind of a champion.
He brought such focus and skill to the set, Russell Wilson's...
Well, that kind of froze on a really odd shot. Well, Tom Sherry has ditched us here in the studio so he could go just party with Seahawks fans. We've got about a half hour left in his ultimate pregame rally. Tom, how's it going out there tonight?
Well, it is going great. I tell you what, the crowd has thinned out a little bit, but not much. And I tell you,
Go ahead, try and beat that.
it's a lot.
Good luck.
I got to tell you, one of the reasons this was such a great ultimate pregame party for the Seahawks is because of Mark Starr of David's Pizza.
I don't know
right
about
here.
that.
Oh, it is that.
It's just pizza, right?
No, you're the man. How many slices did you give away tonight?
1, 2, 3, 540.
540. Did you have to mortgage the house?
No, but I don't have one left. We're done.
I want to point out that David's Pizza is available at Famous Eds. That's up on the
right,
57th and Regal. And then you've also opened just a David's Pizza alone.
We're jumping the gun, but about 2 weeks over by the Flour Mill, the old Hostess Bakery.
Okay, the old Hostess Bakery by the Flour Mill.
Exactly.
So it'll be available in both locations.
Absolutely.
South Hill
Absolutely.
at Great Famous Eds, and then down at the new location by the Flour Mill you're talking about.
Yep, you got
Well, you're
it.
the greatest, Mark. You've done this for the Gonzaga Bulldogs a lot, and we say thank you very much.
That, yeah.
It's got you had the original food truck.
Yeah,
with
that's
the big
true.
fire
Before they were popular.
David's Pizza, my friend. Hey, come on over here one more time. I don't know if you saw this, you guys. Jane, hold on here. All of these guys right back here, all of them wave. All of that is the Cheney High School Jazz Band and some others. The choir is here as well, right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
And I tell you what, if you want to know where the cool cats are on a Friday night, all of the cool cats are right here. So my friends, let's get into it right now. How about the jazz band? Can you play us out? Here we go, Jeff.
From all the 12s at R&R Heating. Go Hawks!
Mike Holmgren, of course, led the Seahawks to their first ever Super Bowl appearance. We heard from him this week. He talked about Marshawn Lynch, says he's always been a big fan of the running back, although he admits he hates to see him waste a lot of his hard-earned money on fines.
I tried to trade for Marshawn to get him to Seattle earlier, and that got vetoed in the front office. Brilliant. And we talk about that to this day. We have really good conversations, and there's a part of me that says it's too bad people can't listen into this conversation. It's too bad, because I think he's a good guy. I'll tell you what I told him the other day. I saw him Wednesday. I said, don't let him take your money. You work too hard for your money. You're how sore are you right now? He goes, I'm pretty sore. And I said, you work too hard. Don't give it away. Don't give anything away. You don't have to.
Oddly enough, it seems that the more Lynch shuns the media, the more in demand he is. He's currently part of 2 viral ad campaigns, one for Skittles, of course, the other for Progressive Insurance, with the help of former sportscaster turned entertainer Kenny Mayne.
Puppy. Yeah. Westward expansion. Yeah. All right. Car insurance.
That's an interesting and nuanced question, Kenny.
It is?
I'm all about that flow, boss.
What's going on right now?
If you could transport yourself to the field in any way, what would it be? Jetpack or blimp?
Me, myself, personally, I'll take the blimp.
Do you prefer watching cat videos or dog videos?
Then again, Marshawn poking fun at himself for not speaking to the media, this time in a press conference parody for Skittles. Lynch goes on to answer questions like, does he prefer cats or dogs? His answer, of course, cats. Well, I'm gonna get to enjoy the festivities here. You see the music blaring, you see guys playing football behind me. I'm gonna get in on some of that action. Jane, Evan, send it back to you for good.
Oh, Darnay, stop acting like you're a good athlete. Thanks, Darnay, for everything. And speaking of Skittles, you're hopefully planning to incorporate them into your Super Bowl party.
St. Brian shows us kind of an odd little recipe that puts the beast mode into an adult beverage.
From sausage to donuts, it seems everyone is making food with Seahawks running back Marshawn Lynch's favorite candy, Skittles. Now the edible minds at allrecipes.com have gotten in the game with a recipe that turns the chewy kid's treat into a tasty adult cocktail.
Being a Seattle-based company, a lot of us are Seahawks fans, so we wanted to do something for the Seahawks being in the Super Bowl. And with Skittles being Marshawn Lynch's favorite candy, we thought combining that with vodka would be a great idea for a fun Super Bowl cocktail.
Their creation, Skittle Vodka.
Making the Skittle vodka is really simple. You just take your blue or green Skittles and add them to a mason jar, just about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup, and then just regular vodka. It doesn't take very long, but you just need to give it a good shake to get the candy coating off of the candies. We're just going to make a simple vodka cranberry, 2 ounces of our blue vodka, and we're using white cranberry juice. That way the cocktail will remain blue. Put a couple squeezes of lime in there. The only thing remaining is a little 12th man flag. So there you have it, Skittles vodka. Go Seahawks.
Go Hawks, and it's an easy recipe, so we can handle that.
Yeah, I like to stay off the hard stuff. It's just pizza for this guy on game day, and that's what fans are doing tonight down at Tom's Ultimate Pregame Rally.
We're going to check in with Tom after the break.
I promise I got it.
All right, Frank, we appreciate it.
BMW of Spokane supports Seahawks!
Go Hawks! You're a good man. Oh, hold on, Jim. Hey, my friends, I'm down here at Camp BMW. And I tell you, it has been a great night. I thank all of you Seahawk fans for being here. You are the absolute best. Just great to come on down here at Friday night. Come on over here, Mel. This is Mel, the general manager of Camp BMW. First of all, we're sorry for anything we've done to the cars down here. No, I got to tell you.
You're going to have to detail a few of them, I think.
I got to tell you, we got a hold of you just maybe a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, and we said, hey, we need a place big enough to do a Seahawk party, and bam, you just said, do it here, do it here. We can't thank you enough for that. Well, how many people do we have in your showroom?
It had to be 800 people.
Well, that might be a little high.
600 maybe.
Okay. What about 300 people were here?
I don't know.
Well, we did. That's
it's been
right.
a while
we
since
did
we've had this many
540
people.
slices of pizza,
Right,
so that's close. Yeah. Well, I just got to thank you a lot, Mel. You were just great down here. You got your good friend Jim. You said he's a good customer.
Jim Carmody.
Jim, you're the greatest.
I'd buy a lot of Beamers from this man.
Okay.
And his predecessors. He's as good at what he does as what you do.
Oh, well,
and you're
I hope
good.
you did a little better. Let's raise that bar.
You're good, buddy. He's
and
good
you're
too.
a San Diego transplant, right?
Yeah.
Did you say that? Am I giving something away here? But are you a Charger? Oh, should I even ask this?
No.
Are you a Charger fan at heart?
I'm free agency. No.
Free agency. What? What's that?
Bandwagoner.
Nothing wrong with that. These are your kids right here, right? Kids and friends. So we have Central Valley School. When you first, I'm going to explain this quickly. When you first moved up here, there was no room at U High. Was that correct? Something like that. Yeah. And the kids had to go to Central Valley. Well, now we have a freshman at U High, but since you started at Central Valley, you're still out there.
Yeah.
So when the Stinky Sneaker, that's a big rivalry between those two schools, comes, that must be heck in the household.
Oh, yep.
But we won the game.
Oh,
we won the shoe. We won the shoe.
That's right, because it's a Spirit Award.
Exactly.
I love that. Well done. Well, anyway, you're the greatest. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, Jim.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys.
Thank you.
You are the absolute great. You are the 12th man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go Seahawks. Jane, back to you.
Taking me home, bring me back to solid ground. Taking me home, bring me back. I can hear the sound. Take me home.
Plumbing says, Go Hawks!
There's that Hawk spirit. The buzz around the Seattle Seahawks certainly got louder since their first Super Bowl win last year. And in case you didn't notice, we do have some academic proof for you.
KREM 2's Chris Daniels shows us the reason for all the 12th man flags flying high.
Yeah, that's irresistible.
They've traded faith for football.
I mean, just kind of seems like it brought the whole city together.
At the New Life Church in Renton.
Church of Seahawks fans.
It's a congregation full of converts.
We have a few holdouts, a couple 49ers fans, but they don't wear their jerseys anymore.
They've gained more of a following in the last few days.
It'd be hard not to.
Well, that's me and my son, Rye.
Thanks to Brent Schindel.
So contagious.
His young son's photo is dwarfed on his desk by the one of Russell Wilson.
Priorities.
Schindel's latest production, a music video that he hasn't played for everyone.
Earl hit you, hallelujah. Cam hit you, hallelujah. Sherm hit you, hallelujah.
We don't want to mix the word funk up with, the other word.
Winning over even the most reluctant blue believer.
You got to know about the Seahawks. Even my mom knows about the Seahawks, and she doesn't know sport.
Dr. Galen Trail, a sports management professor at Seattle University, says he's not surprised by the increased fan interest in the Hawks or the recent Forbes study, which claims the Hawks fan base has grown 27% this year. There's a term for it called burging.
This is a term that academics came up with to explain why people jump on the bandwagon, really. People want to be associated with successful others.
Forbes is making their analysis based on listenership and viewership from Seahawks games, which recently has been upwards of 80% of the market. The guys at the church know it. Super Bowl and we in the spot. No one beating the Hawks. And we'll likely keep on preaching to the 12th man choir. Chris Daniels, KREM 2 News.
By the way, we checked out YouTube, and Hawktown Funk has gotten nearly 425,000 views since they released it about 2 weeks ago.
It's catchy. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us.
And be sure to join us this weekend as Darnay Tripp and I continue our Seahawks coverage from Spokane to Phoenix on Saturday and Sunday.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Go Hawks!
Watch out for that beast mode, them deep throws, straight masterpieces. Driving in the Emerald City.